What's up YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, and today we're going to continue on with Star Ocean 4. See if I can avoid this enemy, that is. So we left off at this save point, if you remember, towards the end of the Cardenon Mothership. And I did say to make sure that you looted all the treasure chests in this area before you continue on from this save point, because we're very, very close to locking ourselves off from this area. So we do need to make sure that we have everything in order before we do that. So yeah, as I say, I'm just going to repeat that warning. Make sure you grabbed all the treasures. And once you're confident you've done so, and you've saved your game, we can proceed. So we'll need to use the ID card that we found in the last episode at the computer here. And that's going to unlock the door for us. And there's going to be some enemies and whatnot as we go through, but no other treasure chests now. The pathway from this point is fairly linear. And once we reach this room, we'll get a cutscene.
Everyone, run! Damn it. Well, that's sure not getting us anywhere.
This room must be protected by some sort of energy field. One that can render any attack powerless. I've actually been having Limmel here try her hand as well.
This is weird. I can't use my symbology.
As you can see, the field even disables symbology. That alone is impressive enough, but we were transported to this room in an instant. That was matter transference. Teleportation.
An energy field and teleportation. They're certainly not lacking for technology.
Thus is the wisdom granted to us by the epiphanies of guidance. It is useless to resist.
Who's there?
Huh? What's this floaty thing?
It would seem we've been scanned.
How embarrassing.
Are you a Cardenon? Where are you? How about you quit prying on us and show yourself?
Cease your bellowing, inferior being. You would do well to realize your place.
Are you the leader of this ship?
And what if I am?
'Cause if you are, I've got something to ask you. What are these epiphanies of guidance? What was that thing that made such a mess on Lemuris? Our friend's home! Answer me!
Edgy.
We, the Cardenon, shall be the rulers of this infinite cosmos. We have been blessed by the gods. All inferior beings will be eliminated.
What?
It's okay, honey. We're with you.
You're out of your mind! You think it's okay to cause pain because you're some kind of superior beings?
We are merely implementing the natural laws of nature.
You bastard!
If I may interject, you have not yet answered the key question.
What do you hope to gain from knowing the words of the gods?
The what?
Well, well. So, you are descendants of the Mua.
Mua?
Impurities are of no use to us. You, of Muon blood.
Muon blood? Is he talking about us?
We issue a mandate. You will stop the Steel Giant.
Steel Giant?
You will instruct the Steel Giant to cease its destructive activities and surrender at once.
Hold on! What the hell is this Steel Giant?
An invader. It came here with an accomplice who escaped our grasp. Another descendant of the Mua like yourselves. In fact, he wore the exact same symbol as you.
You're saying he had the SRF emblem on him?
We believed we had captured his ship. But apparently, yours was merely a vessel of the same design. However, your vessel also bore precious specimens. 2, in fact. Thus is the will of the gods.
The same design. The same emblem? So, he actually was here after all.
I think I finally understand the cause of all the damage we've seen on this ship. Everything is because of this Steel Giant's destructive activities. It's no wonder the Cardionon paid us so little attention.
In any event, you are to be used as specimens. You will enlighten the giant before you are disposed of. Heed my words and instruct it immediately. Surrender at once!
Fine. You want some instruction, huh?
Edge.
My name is Edge Maverick. I'm a friend of Crow's. Listen, I have no idea who or what you are, but if you came here with Crow, don't hold anything back! Smash this ship to pieces! The Cardionon are insane!
We do not understand your actions. You will remain in confinement here until your punishment has been decided.
Sorry?
There's no need to apologize. Frankly, I feel relieved.
You sure told him. Edgy, you're so cool.
Yep, just like you, Edge. Though I do think you went a little bit overboard.
What these Cardionon are doing just isn't right. I know you would have acted the same way, Crow.
Quite a lengthy cutscene there then, but what we want to do now, because we're completely trapped as we've just been told, and it seems there's no way out, we need to just chat to each of our party members. So we have to select the correct option here. I wonder if we'll ever be able to get out of here. So we can choose I doubt it, I'll get us out of here, or the Steel Giant will get us out of here. We need to choose the middle option here. And speak to FaZe. And I'm going to go for the middle option here. And he doesn't like that. So it's the top option. It doesn't actually matter if you get the answers wrong, by the way. You just have to repeat it. Okay, she doesn't like that answer. So it's the bottom option for Limmel. And once you've spoke to all 3 party members, you'll get a mini cutscene here, and look what's going to happen.
What now?
Alert. The Steel Giant is approaching. Quickly. What number gate is it? We must hurry. At this rate, the specimens are going to escape.
can't see.
What is that?
I don't know. But if I had to venture a guess, I'd say it's probably the Cardionon's...
Steel giant.
It's coming this way.
Greetings. I will be brief. I am Bacchus D79 of the Morphus. Please, come with me.
Wait a minute! Just like that, you expect us to follow you?
So you must be Mr. Edge Maverick.
Huh?
Your voice print data matches that of the call broadcast throughout this ship earlier. Let us go then, Mr. Edge Maverick.
Just hold on a second, okay? First, I want to say thanks for coming to help us. And next, there's something I need to ask you.
The thirst for knowledge always presents chances to gain insight. As a humble scientist, I would like nothing more than to answer your questions. However, our current reality does not permit leisurely conversation. Let us go, Mr. Edge Maverick.
Fair enough. I'll save the questions for later, Mr. Bacchus.
As you wish, Mr. Edge Maverick. Incidentally, please feel free to call me Barkas.
Will do, Bacchus. Likewise, you can just call me Edge.
As you wish, Mr. Edge.
No, I mean... never mind. So, where are we going?
The Central Isolation Chamber. There I can fulfill my duty.
Your duty?
The objects known as the Epiphanies of Guidance. It is my duty to put an end to them.
I see. Well, that's convenient. We need to be getting there ourselves.
So, say hello to the Steel Giant, aka Barkas, and he will be joining our party at this point. Incidentally, Barkas happens to be perhaps my favourite character, playable character in the game. So I do actually enjoy the fact that we get to recruit him at this point. And of course, we've got a lot of preparation to do with Barkas since he's just joined us, including spending a lot of skill points to power him up. And he has some very interesting skills. But let's just keep moving for the time being, and we'll talk about that shortly. Okay, so this next part that we're going through of the Mothership is called the Subterranean City. And it does contain a few chests. And we do have a recovery sphere coming up as well. So something to look forward to in the very, very near future, don't worry. Some of the chests around this area are really nice as well. If you haven't already, I do recommend sticking Barkas in your active party so that you can start collecting battle trophies with him. Just make sure that you select him as the active party leader as well in order to get those trophies. And I'm just going to show you briefly. You probably know how to do this already, but just in case you don't how to do this, if you go to the tactics menu, you can swap and change people that are in your active party. Just bear in mind those who aren't in your party, and I do like Raimi as a battle character, but due to the fact that she's got low MP at the minute before we heal up, I've just popped her out for the time being. But those that are not in your battle member selection, but are rather reserve members, won't be getting experience from battle, so bear that in mind as well. And then just follow the, as I say, fairly linear path round into the next area here. And there'll be a couple of enemies, no doubt. Yep. Couple of things to note in this particular area then. No save point, unfortunately, but here is that recovery sphere that I spoke of. On the other side of the recovery sphere, there's another vending machine, so you can make some purchases if need be. And yeah, I'm not going to. I'll just stock up on scrambling units, I guess. But everything else, I've already got what I need. And then over at the chest here, there's another item for us to pick up. Well, 3 in fact. Fresh sage, I need to make room for those. But because we're at the recovery sphere, I'm just going to take this time to just boost Barkas up a bit. So we're going to give him a bunch of gear that we've got lying around that nobody else is using. But more importantly than that even, we're going to boost his skills. So he does come preemptively with a bunch of skills that we can power up. I recommend, depending on how many skill points you've got, you might be able to max everything out, so I'm hoping that we can here. But I do recommend that you start with his Force Breaker and his Galvanic Shock abilities, since they will obviously allow you to do more damage in battle by using those abilities. And you can also go ahead and power up his Engineering, Robotics, Mining and Stealth. Mining's not urgent at the moment because there's no mining nodes, but we are going to want to do that after this area. Stealth is an interesting one. It allows us to hide a little bit more from enemies as we run around the place once it's activated as a skill, although some enemy encounters are forced, so we can't avoid those. But other than that, it is a nice skill to learn and use at your convenience. So I'm going to go ahead and power up some of these skills and give him some equipment, and I'll be right back with you. I was hoping to have enough to max him out, but not quite, unfortunately. But I did get the Force Breaker and Galvanic Shock abilities. That reminds me, something we are going to want to give to Barkas fairly early on here is the Chain Combos book. So we're going to set him up with some powerful combos right from the off here. If we go to Battle Config, the Galvanic Shock Force Breaker combo is going to be coming in particularly useful because we're going to be able to launch enemies into the air and then unleash just a torrent of damage upon them. We're not really going to be using this combo, but the Galvanic Shock Force Breaker combo is in fact fairly useful. Just need to give him some equipment as well. Okay, so once we've sorted Barkas out, there's one more thing we need to do. And so long as you've already interacted with the vending machine, interacting with it again at this point should trigger a private action. There we go. You can trigger this one a little bit later as well if you don't get it at this point. But you should get it here. Okay, and now we're going to take the exit down south, and we get a big ambush, but we can use the recovery sphere straight after. That was one big ambush. I think the game was basically telling us to, here, have some green tiles. So yeah, I don't mind if I do. It wasn't particularly challenging though, so don't worry about that. But obviously, we are going to want to just grab that recovery sphere once more. At least that would be the plan if we were allowed to do so. So the ambush won't respawn as you head back into the area. Just make sure you have used the recovery sphere though. Get the card in on bow. Let me just see what Raimi's using at the moment. She's using the Earth Soul bow. So yeah, that's a pretty decent upgrade. We'll throw that on her even though she's not in the active party at the moment. So there's just the one chest in this room here. And this is the final area of the Subterranean City. Lots of enemies we can engage with. Perhaps build up some more ambush points. Incidentally, Barkas has a very nice ability in that when you press circle in battle, instead of jumping, he actually slides. And what's interesting about that is that while he's sliding, you can actually continue to attack, doing a nice amount of damage. So you can even use that on bosses as well. It's an ability that you do want to get used to using. But I'm just going to show you his stealth ability now. If you go to skills, use skills, and then under command skills, you'll find it.
Stealth activated.
And then we can find our way around the enemies here. And just at the end, it's our first chest. First of 4 chests, actually, for this area. So we get the Rage skill manual there. So, as I said, some abilities will be forced, even with the stealth ability selected, but that's just because they're part of the story, more than anything. So let me just show you, we can slide while also shooting. Does take a bit of practice, because you have to have the enemies targeted. But if you can pull it off, it's very, very useful to know how to do indeed.
I was just getting warmed up. Bring 'em on.
Useful experience indeed.
Okay, we'll continue on around the Subterranean City here. That thing looks nice and big, doesn't it? Have to kill big things, I don't know why.
Now's our chance. Take this advantage.
It's an armed dragoon. Very nasty indeed, but doesn't seem to have a whole lot of health, although it's hard to dodge its laser once it's got you in its sights. And we're getting some skill points after each battle as well, thanks to those ambushes that we got.
Intruder detected.
So remember, if you do want to use stealth, you will have to recast it as well. Each time you have actually gone into battle with stealth equipped.
Stealth activated.
And there's no way to avoid the casting animation on it, unfortunately. So just around here is another chest. There it is. Dragon scale armor. Oh, I thought that was for Barkas. But it's a nice upgrade for Edge. Or for Phase. I think we'll give it to Phase. And so we've got another forced battle here. And off we continue. So quite a long area this. I know it's a little bit scary because there hasn't been a save point in so long. But we're getting there. I promise you, we're getting there. So our next chest. And I believe that's the third chest. I've lost count. So yeah, there's one more chest to go. Let's try and go with a little bit of stealth, shall we? Okay, you can see the last chest now on the map. You can still run into even the normal enemy encounters quite accidentally if they just happen to be running where you are down a narrow corridor, even with stealth equipped. So we use the firing here, and this will give us access to the icicle rapier. Very nice indeed. And we can make our way through into the next area of the Mothership. And at last we have a beautiful looking purple orb, which is of course our next save point. So guys, I'm going to use this opportunity to end the episode, and we're going to pick up next time in this rather foggy place. We'll see how we get on, but there's still lots more treasures to collect as we race through this quite impressive dungeon. I think we can say that, can't we? It's long at least. Alright guys, well thanks for stopping by today, and I'll see you next time. Take care.